everyone and welcome to Hoopla Kids Recipes. Today I am going to show you how to make a wheels on the bus cake. That's right, that's a cake. So for this you're going to need 500 grams of buttercream frosting, 2 large rectangular and 2 small rectangular sponge cakes. You're also going to need 300 grams of white fondant icing, 300 grams of pink fondant icing, orange royal icing, 400 grams of black and grey fondant icing, 600 grams of blue fondant icing, 6 straws, a piping nozzle as a cutter, and 1.5 kilograms of yellow fondant icing. So the first thing we're going to do is to spread some buttercream frosting onto our rectangles. This is so that the base sticks to our baseboard. These are going to be the wheels. And we're now adding the large rectangle on top. Time to cover in buttercream icing. And then add the second layer of the giant rectangle on top. It's now time to shape the cake, which I'm doing with a knife. We want to make it look like a bus, so not too square. Perfect. This is looking great. Now it's time to add more buttercream icing. This is called the Crumb Coat, which will catch all the loose crumbs. Cover the entire thing with the frosting and then refrigerate for 2 hours. Now it's time to make the bus shell with yellow fondant icing. Lightly dust your work surface and then take the yellow fondant icing and roll it out flat. We want it to be really big. It's got to cover our entire bus. Now we're going to take our straws. We want to push these in. They're going to act like pillars and support the weight of the cake. This will give structure, kind of the way pillars do in a building. I'm adding these over the wheels. In each corner of the bus, cut off the top of the straws. And don't forget that they're in there. Now drape your yellow icing over the top of the bus. And smooth it down. Use your fingers to push it up underneath the large base rectangle and cut away any excess. This is what it'll look like. Wow, it's already starting to look like a bus. Now it's time for the wheels, so grab your black fondant icing and roll it out flat. Use a cookie cutter to get a circle shape. Obviously, we want 4 of them. Now we're going to take some more yellow fondant to make the hubcaps. I'm using a piping nozzle as a stencil because it makes a great little circle. Set them inside your bigger wheel. Now I'm making a grey bumper. So take the grey fondant icing and roll it flat. I'm using a straw to measure the size of my bumper. Cut it in an arc shape. Add a little bit of water to the back of the bumper and then add it on the front of the bus. Now we're going to stick on the wheels. Remember to add a little bit of water. It acts like glue. Let's make a happy bus. So take some white fondant icing to make some teeth. This means our bus will be smiling. Again, use the straw to measure. We're going to cut 2 strips. 1 and 2. Remember to wet it. And let's make our bus have a happy face. Super cute. Now he's smiling. I'm using pink fondant icing to make a tongue. Again, I'm using a straw as a measuring tool, like a ruler. Here's my tongue. Stick it on. Perfect. It's starting to take shape. Now we're going to make the windscreen. I'm making this out of light blue fondant icing, so roll it out flat. If you're unsure of the size, make an indentation before you cut. But don't forget, if you make a mistake, just roll it up into a ball and do it again. Perfect. So now I'm making some eyes. Cut 2 circles out of white fondant icing. Now let's put them on our bus. Make sure you wet the back of your windscreen and then stick it on. Once the windscreen's on, we can stick on our eyes. They go in the bottom corners, just like this. So now it's time to make the rest of the windows. We're going to cut the different shapes needed out of light blue. Just follow me. Now let's stick them on. This is what the side of the bus looks like. Wow! So now we're taking some orange royal icing and we're adding detail. Just like so. Remember, if you need to smooth down the icing, here's a tip from the top. Wet your finger so that the icing smooths and doesn't come off the base. Now let's do the door. Looking good. Let's do around the windscreen. We now need to make the pupils of the eyes, because he isn't quite finished yet. I'm rolling out my grey fondant icing to add more detail to the eyes. Again, like we did with the wheels, we're using the piping nozzle to create a really lovely small circle. Perfect. I'm now cutting 3 smaller circles. 2 of them are going to go on top of our bigger circle, like this. And the third one is for our windscreen wiper. Let's use some white fondant icing to add detail to the eyes. It's a tiny dot. Let's add it in the middle. Looking good. Let's stick them on the bus. There we go. Now let's take that third dot and add it in the middle. This is where our windscreen wiper is going to come from. So take some black writing icing to add the blades. Now it's time to make the wing mirrors. Grab some yellow fondant icing and cut a wedge. We want to shape it so it isn't too square. Add a bit of royal icing as glue, and then add your wing mirror. Don't forget to add the other side. And now for some detail on the hubcaps. Let's draw a cross. And there you have it. Doesn't that look amazing? It's a Wheels on the Bus cake. Can you believe it? And you can eat it. 100% edible and 100% delicious. So there you have it. That's how you make a Wheels on the Bus cake. Thank you very much for watching Hoopla Kids Recipes, everyone. If you did enjoy this video, please do watch all of our other videos and don't forget to come back soon. We'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!